game more clearly with high-definition spectacle lenses from Norville Opticians.
David, is there a little bit more of a spring in everyone's step after back-to-back wins in Europe?
There's no doubt winning makes things a little bit easier every week. Players come in feeling a little bit happier with the performance, coaches as well. So we've had a start of the season which has been a little bit up and down. Played 6 games, won 4. But yeah, definitely after the last 2 games we're a little bit happier with some of the things that we're trying to do.
And Northampton away, I mean, it was the first game of last season. How much is this a marker in terms of checking out how far you've come in the last year or so?
You can easily use that and try and take that as a marker, but I've no doubt that as a team, whether from a coaching perspective, a playing perspective, we're very different to what we were 12 months ago, and it's hard to make any comparison in terms of where we are now with where we were then. We put in a huge amount of hard work. We think we're a much better team. We haven't quite reflected it sometimes in our performances. We haven't got that consistency yet, which we feel we need. But no, we're happy with where we are. We're looking forward to the challenge of going to Northampton. Tough place to play, but a great place to play. It's like playing at Kingsholm in terms of the support, a full house, and it's a big challenge for us.
And by contrast, they were running champions when you went there last year. Suddenly this season they've lost 3 out of their 4 games so far. So I'd imagine you'd be playing a pretty angry team, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but you look at their performance last week to go to Glasgow and win as comfortably as they did. Shows the quality that they have. Lots of teams with players coming back after the World Cup. It's taken teams time to find their feet, teams time to find the way they want to play again. And I think over these next few weeks, it started a little bit in Europe. You've seen the English clubs perform really well, have been very, very successful. And I think the quality of this competition has been shown by the quality of performances, by the results, by the English teams in Europe over the course of the last 2 weekends.
So presumably then the level of performance in the Premiership suddenly steps up a notch, does it?
I think it'll step up a notch week on week. There's no easy games. We know how difficult the Wasps game was. There were certain aspects of that game that, as we talked about in the aftermath of it, that we did well. Our set piece was good, our defence was pretty good, but we couldn't score. I think again that's been put into a little bit of context by the fact that over the course of the last 2 weekends, neither Leinster nor Toulon were able to score against Wasps as well. So maybe we were a little bit hard on ourselves immediately afterwards, but we've worked very hard over the last 2 weeks in Europe, but also then in terms of how we're preparing to go and play in Northampton.
And you talked about players coming back from the World Cup, and Mariana Gallart's available this weekend. David Humphreys back from suspension as well. Suddenly, you've got a much stronger squad, haven't you? Especially in that key area at lock.
When you consider the number of games we've had over the course of the last couple of weeks, when you look at the quality of team that went out against Leicester in the A-League on Monday evening, you look at the quality of that performance, that's what we've talked about all the time. We know that if we're going to get a squad that can compete in the Viva Premiership, we need depth, we need young players coming through, we need senior international players available and fit, and we're in a good place now. With the players you've mentioned here coming back in, Henry Trinder coming back into contention again after a very good performance on Monday night. So we're pleased with where we are, but we've now got to take that into how we perform week in, week out in the Premiership.
But Mariano and Henry actually pushing for starts yet, or have they still got to be sort of given a bit more time?
They've been training hard. They've been, obviously in Henry's case, he's had two games on his comeback after what was such a nasty injury. So we're not going to rush them back, but at the same time, if you speak to either of those 2 players, they're both desperate to be involved. They want to play, they want to get out and add the qualities that they have to the team. But as I said, we have a number of selection issues this week and hopefully over the next few weeks.